Okay, it doesn't matter what kind of substances you ingest, how you ingest that substance, whether you inhale something, you smoke something, you drink something, you eat something, you watch something, you know, or you smell something, you hear something, you know, your senses. We're constantly taking in all these stimuli, and there has to be feedback for those stimuli in your brain, so your brain understands which stimuli is rewarding and which stimuli isn't rewarding. Now, we have all these technologies and information and stuff like that, but our brain still runs fairly primitively when it comes to processing that information. What we have is a situation where we can't differentiate between what's in the long term good for us and what's in the long term detrimental for us. When you eat certain foods by accident, you know, after quitting them, you will know their effects because you're sensitive to them and your body will give you feedback. But that feedback isn't always immediate. Sometimes the feedback has a delayed effect. Sometimes you can eat something really crappy, like some chicken nuggets, okay, from, you know, that one fast food franchise, and then 3 or 4 days later, you know, boom, it hits you. But now you're not blaming the chicken nuggets, you're blaming your family, your friends, and all these other factors for the reason why you feel this way, because you can't figure it out, because you were feeling fine. And now all of a sudden this thing's happened. Now, how do I know this? Because in my personal experience, I've experienced this. And I'm hyper aware of this. I can even pinpoint the exact food and the date and the time that I ate something and how it's affected me. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and she's been avoiding all the bread and stuff. That evening, she said, you know, I did something today. I said, what did you do? She said, I was hungry. I was in a place. I couldn't get to my food. I didn't have no food prep ready, and I ate some chicken nuggets that were breaded. I said, so you don't feel anything now, right? She said, no, it feels okay. I said, in 3 or 4 days, you're gonna feel it. And 3 or 4 days later, she's feeling like, she calls me up and she says, you know, I'm not feeling good. And things are bad, and everyone's annoying me. My sister's annoying me, and people are annoying me. And I said, maybe it's not the people annoying you. Maybe it's your tolerance to stress that's gone down, you know, because something you ate. And she's like, chicken nuggets, you know. And so when you have that light bulb moment, it's very beautiful. And having that awareness of what you're eating, the consequences of what you're eating, the delayed effects, once you learn that there's delayed effects. So some things, you know, you eat them and you feel wacky straight away. So if you're lactose intolerant, you're going to find out pretty quickly that you're lactose intolerant. But you know, there's foods that once your blood sugars spike, they spike your dopamine and your serotonin and all these reward and feel good neurotransmitters in your brain. They spike too. And guess what? When something goes up pretty fast, usually it comes down pretty fast too. So when it came down, she's realizing that, oh, you know, what goes up must come down. And I asked her, I said, was it worth it? No. You know, because all the other foods, all the alternate healthy foods were actually tastier. So it's not like it was there really was no pleasure in it. You're eating a low quality food, it's bad for you, and then it doesn't even make you feel good. And then in the long term, it makes you feel really not so good. So it's the same thing happening in kids when they eat stuff. You know, the parents give them sweets and stuff and they're buzzing and they seem happy, right? And then you're wondering why 3 or 4 days later they're ripping off the wallpaper and jumping across the walls and screaming and having tantrums, and you can't figure it out, and you think they've got some sort of issue and they need therapy, but the therapy's in the kitchen.